Hello, everybody, and I'm Tony Park from the Win&Win company. So I worked for Win&Win 8 years around, and then 5 years in the for the marketing team for Europe, and then I spent the time in factory for the production line, and then very happy to having a chance opportunity to present our new goal for next year because it's my third time in JVD Open. Really because of COVID or because of all the restriction, really it was difficult to travel and meeting the people. But from this year, really I feel it's finished. Still we have in the with the COVID, but we are allowed to go competition and then this kind of a beautiful event for the archery. So I will explain about our new bow and then you can see, you can understand what is the thing really the whole manufacturer is looking for and watching, and then spend a time for the making a better bow. So there is so many different equipment on the bow, of course, riser, limb, stabilizer, and sight, even clicker, cushion floors, all the things. Uh, we have to find, we have to put the goal. What is the important thing? What we think, and then we try and we test it, and then finalize our result, and then show the final product. So mainly, mainly, when we produce win-and-win developable, that is one of the major approach. So because of the shock, enormously shock because of a high poundage limb, because of the arrow paradox for the recover archers, and asymmetric structure so of riser because so bottom side is always straight, yes, but because of side window parts, the upper parts is deformed, so it makes of course the torque unnecessary movement on the shooting. So we try always absorbing shock and then minimizing the torque, so bad movement on shooting, which can influence to the arrow flight. So we minimize these things, and it means so it's more forgiving, so less sensitive on the mistakes, and then we will have the better arrow grouping, of course, and then we can say it's accurate bow and a constant bow. So I'll explain first about the ATF DX new riser. So you know already with Meta DX, the carbon hour riser, we apply the EHS, the dampers from the Matthews. So at the beginning, we explained briefly this idea to Matthews company, and they were also very interesting about this idea because for using on the recap riser, they are very curious what we will have. So they are officially supplying to us, and then that is the first result, first our product on it, and then we find that is really successful. So we apply so also on the riser ATFX. So that is really one of the our successful riser, and then so many international archers get the very good result with it, even in Olympic Games and the World Championships. So we apply on the aluminum riser. So that is the first thing we apply. So we can watch one more time. Really, we can see it works. It works. Just this high speed camera. This is aluminum riser. This is carbon riser. So this is also high-speed camera we filmed. So we put 3 points first on the top and the middle and the bottom parts. We put the stickers and then we track this movement. So of course, on the middle part that is most important, that movement can influence to the arrow flight. So that is the ATF DX new riser without dampers. So let's see once again. So this is a shooting with a shooting machine. And then we use, actually there is the shooting parts there, we imitate the finger, and then it makes arrow parallels. And then this is without dampers. The next one is with dampers, both upper and lower. So we see the movement is controlled by dampers. So one thing, actually we are really one of the major company who continue to develop the carbon riser. So we were first mass production carbon manufacturer from the 2005, and then we see it's not new product, but we can see the Meta DX how they work. So next page, that is the Meta DX with the 3 dampers. So the result, so you can quickly see 3 different things. So aluminum riser without dampers. So this one is a aluminum riser FTX with the dampers. And this is the carbon riser with the dampers, Meta DX. So actually, we see the kind of result on our R&D team. That is why we have to keep going with the carbon riser. Yes.
Do you have the videos on your website?
No, on the website. Do you like to?
Is it possible to get them?
Yes. Please give me the contact.
I'll give you contact.
Yes. So one thing, so because there is some feedback from the archers, from the national team, the things. So because it looks heavy because this is a metal, yes, the 30 grams, one EHS, just a harmonic 10 grams on the middle, 30 gram more on the bottom, so 70 grams more. So, and it looks heavy. So there is some hesitation. It's true from the all different country. They explained us, but on the real weight on the hand, actually it's not that much. So because we put, for example, just weight, or for example 20 gram, we put here or we put here, and then we put at the end of the center stabilizer. Actually, it makes very huge different weight pressure on the hand. So only 60 gram more on the riser, it represents only 10 gram on the end of the shot load. So if we use full both EHS damper on the riser, if we remove only 10 gram at the end of the center stabilizer, actually it gives very similar the weight on the hand. So it's not that big difference. Also, if we purchase the new riser, we will offer the 2 different pieces. So one is so we remove completely the dampers, and then we can put just the rubber, 100% rubber parts for the put on these parts. Or we will also offer the small plastic machined things put on the riser. So we can play actually for the weight. Uh, so we have several options. So we don't need to hesitate because of the weight. So this is another high-speed camera. Uh, all the time actually we use it. So actually that is a shooting machine. We can see it imitates the finger. It makes a paradox. It's in the metal, but actually we control with the weight of this metal. Okay, and then we can control the paradox. So it makes a paradox, and then we can see actually we track the movement of riser on shooting, how they uh, move and influence to the arrows. And then another thing we apply different. So in this parts in this block, it's true. Usually, so all the other company actually bow manufacturer, they use these parts for the aluminum, and then the limb dovetail parts is not aluminum one, so it can make actually some noise sometimes, and then it damaged on this block. So we apply this super engineering plastic. So we see the two advantages. One thing is so no noise on the draw when we draw, and also the way the direction to shoot. Actually, when we shoot, the very big shock to the bow, it's not like this. It's not like this. Because of string, the limb really go into the riser. So really limb hit the riser. So that is the key point actually for make the difference. So it's true the latest the Hoyt bow also they apply. We really understand what they did, and then we also already 2 years ago we thought to apply the stainless inox material, but just we apply on the super engineering plastic.
Question.
Yes.
If you use plastic, is this long time stable?
Oh, that is actually more long time than the metals.
Really?
Yes. So it's usually we use for the bearing parts. This plastic, engineering plastic we use for the bearing parts. So many small parts we use for the older industry. So we think to actually 100% block on this plastic, but it's very super expensive. So that is one of the reasons also we have to apply just partially. And then so only the watching the difference because of this plastic. That is we put the sensor on it. And then only block changes. All the different setup is the same. Just we can check actually the total amount of vibration of the bow. So this is just aluminum block before. So OA means overall vibration on the bow. So it's true, it's not enormously big amount, the things value like this, but it's true anyway. As a manufacturer, we have to keep this way, so year to year for making a better bow. So new limb is MXT XP. So we have two different model of limbs. So NS series and MXT series. So because recently, last 2-3 years, only we introduce only MXT line, but still NS is the really top level, and still very many international top shooter they shoot NS because that is our classic liquor of the Win&Win ball. So we will keep for the NS link, and MXT that is the more we concentrate for having a very smooth limbs on after the anchoring. So we think we will have better the sensation shooting feeling for the big archer, big man, very long draw lengths over 29, 30, even more over 10, 31. It depends on the archer. Actually, the opinion is different, but for getting the good shooting feeling, also can allow to give a better record. So not only the R&D team result, actually, so archers feeling is so important. So we have good feedback. For example, Brazilian archers, he got the silver medal in the World Championship, and he won the Paris World Cup. And then he loves it. His big and long draw ranks. He was really happy with the MXT. So that is the new MXT right now. And then, so you can see the one of the advanced version of the last model of MXT. So first time we apply on it, so this is true because of today, this year is very warm, very hot. So because really hot temperature influence to the limb. So what we apply, that is IRR coating, so in-flare reflection coating. So this is not black. So if you see, actually it's kind of brown a little bit. So that is because of this special paint. So for example, okay. So this is the carbon black, and then this is coated by RAA carbon plate, and then we give the heat, the temperature, and then we can see they reflect the infrared, and then they keep their inside the material. So we see the time on it, and then we exposed the outside sun, and then they really not really going high on the sunshine. So another thing we apply, so foam core limbs. So foam core is true with the big high temperature, they lose their own property. So we apply another differently because we produce ourselves foam core. So this is two different core, and then we put on the heat chamber, and then the put 30 minutes in the 60 degree Celsius on the heat chamber, so you can see already. So just the normal foam core is deformed, and then it means they are losing their own property, and then it can happen the decrease the pound, and then you all have the experience on the very hot weather, August, and then we actually put going down the side pin because of heat. And then also we keep long time always working on it. So we put the sensor on it. So on the 10 parts, and then we see, and then using the UTM machine, we draw, and then we see which part they have been stressed. So usually the normal line, so they make the curve like this. From here we going to a peak and going down and then going up again very much. So it means we use a lot and then it stressed a lot these parts and these parts differently. So it can make unbalance, of course. It means we should, if I exaggerate, actually we shoot 2 times and then we lose concentration. So we can play. We can play with the thickness, material, leaf curve, and then width. So we designed the limbs, but we can use actually all the part of the limbs. So really shoot just one shot. So you see, we use even that is the last MXC model. It was really better than normally, but we really we found we use really whole parts of the limbs for the constant shot. And then when we explained about the smoothness, so feel smooth is after the anchoring actually. So we see that is the draw length, and then that is the poundage on the hand. So we gain the pound on the this level, and then after the anchoring over 28 inches. So slowly the pound is increasing. So that is actually real smoothness. So yes, this bow is very smooth, very easy to control to shoot. So that is coming from there. And this test is also older model actually we did. So we put the high speed camera on the top, and we filmed like this, and then we put the point on the knocking point parts, and then we see how they move. So sorry, it's not a video. Sorry. Okay. So we shoot. So the arrow is here and arrow go outside of the bow, and the string stay on the bow, and then that is the trace, the how they knocking point to move when we see. So that is true. That movement is coming after the arrow already goes, but that is very good indicator how they moved, how they walked for shooting. So we always try to really narrow line. It means they shoot straight. And then how they reduce their movement is also, we can see the good balance between upper and lower parts and the whole things. So this is the new one, and this is the MXT10 actually last model. So this is we can tell it's very good result comparing the other example we did. But so we find the easily we can see the difference, what is improved. So that is a simple resume. So IR 14 for the paint, special paint, and just the foam core was improved their own property, and then the strain that we call the strain distribution. So we have better strain distribution, and the smoothness we keep. Not losing the pounds. It's not losing the pound. We keep same pound, but after the anchoring, we control the level of pound increase. So that we can tell that is the real smoothness of real this bow is real smooth. So actually that's all for the explain the things. So if you have any questions, you can do it, and we will always stay just right there. We have our booth. So any question, anything, so I will be there. Yes, Axel.
On the wood, are you using the same wood as last year?
Yes, wood is same. Wood is same. So for example, just information, wood. So always we keep the foam and wood, because if we see the result of test, actually there is very small difference, but the archer, they really can notice. They cannot really explain, but they feel the difference. So that is why always we keep the foam and wood, and for example, speed, the things super small difference, but we can choose it considering actually the feeling. That's the correct answer. So mostly it's not stereotype. Just we see if we compare the number of selling between both, it's the same, not very different. But in Europe, foam more popular. In Asia, wood is more popular. Yes. So that's it. Quickly, yes, I did. But so thank you very much for being here.